Hello and welcome to another gameplay review on the Virkayu gameplay channel, and in this one we have a jungler known as SHYVANA. You might not know this because she is so abysmally bad and has such a low pick rate, although still 1.3%, so more than Volibear and Mundo combined, which makes me so tragically upset you cannot imagine. But she is also not having the best time, and I will fully admit that here. I do think she should be the one getting the rework because they're going to rework SHYVANA and put a lot of effort into SHYVANA, and no one's going to give a shit. So she would have definitely enjoyed that rework a bit more. She still has this issue of, is she a bruiser? Is she a drain tank? Is she an AP nuke bomb? Yes. And in this one, obviously, we have an inting Kha'Zix mid lane and a, well, basically a Latifi ADC over here. So if you know Formula 1, you know what I mean. Not so good. And we're going to have to try and carry this game with supreme map control, farm control, and basically against all odds, rise above. And if you want to rise above all of your jungling foes, head to Virkayu.gg for an MMR-based course, Iron all the way up to Diamond. If you want Master Tier, there's a course for you, one-on-one coaching, as well as a free jungle PDF and free infographic tier list every single patch. And obviously the Zara.gg companion guides for the best builds and runes to help you climb. That's why I'm just about giving you all the stuff. Now, basically what we have here is a mid-lane Kha'Zix, and those of you fools who remember Season 4, hey, look, good ward. Yeah, you know, we know this. This was not so good. You know, Alex Itch on this, high, C9 high on this. Yeah, this was the cause of great turmoil in that season, and Nightblue was one of the first, Nightblue, that's right, when he was serious challenger rank 1 pusher, end of season 3, 2013, was almost rank 1 with this and Elise jungle, actually, and then of course it got flexed into the mid lane pretty heavily. It was a wild time, and it was super broken. But at least if we were filled mid lane as a jungler, we can go Kha'Zix mid, and the SHYVANA in the meantime is farming. And you're wondering, well, why aren't you speaking about SHYVANA? Well, because this is it, right? Full clear, put some music on and relax. Whatever genre you prefer. Now, we did see the Lee Sin over here, so we know that the dude's most likely going to be going down. Does he cut down and go for the dive? He probably could have and maybe should have, but instead he is going to... No, he is coming. He must be coming. She's moving. He must be coming. He must be... Lee Sin is... No, he's not. Where is he? My controls aren't working. I want to see. There we go. He actually did arrive. Goodness gracious me. I wanted to swap to vision toggle for so long, but it just wasn't working. And if you are the SHYVANA, look at this. Bing shilling. I mean, you're watching this, you see this, you know this. This is exactly what you expect as a farming jungler. Maintain discipline, my people. Be strong. You know that these people are going to gank, they're going to try and fist, they're going to rotate. You must farm and stick to the cores. Get level 6 and use that level 6. We have the Alawi going mega ham on the Riven, and we'll burn that flash. Because obviously the E nerf, right? That E nerf was pretty big, went from 3.5 to 3.0. So that's not insignificant. You know, when you're trying to use max HP damage as a mark passive on your E to, you know, keep that damage flowing. So we're going to go first strike here. Seems to be the common rune set in the high elo VODs I am seeing. Obviously, most of you, I would, you know, recommend the PTA and Dark Harvest as a standard rather than the first strike. Lee Sin shows up. Oh, yes, the respect flash the Q. Lee Sin tried the ward hop. Q Gaming will shove this baby out. Kha'Zix will have to respect this. No skin, ugly. And the Malphite will not push us in. And the SHYVANA's like, well, I could help him, you know, like that. That could be a thing I could do, but why? When I just leave, man. Leave. Go away. Why would you even risk it? We'll go ahead and take our second rotation. And now he's just, this is just silly. Now, the SHYVANA could maybe do something about this because he's got no flash, but you're a farming jungler, right? We farm, and that's what we do. Now, I would like to see some sort of reaction in human being, you know, something that shows you're alive, but obviously Lee Sin is chilling here as well, waiting and waiting. What on earth am I... That was close, man. That was close. So, what am I watching here? I don't know. So the Lee Sin does a full clear minus the Grump because he rotates. He probably could have left his blue and rotated sooner, but he decided, hey, 80%, I know this is what's going to happen. SHYVANA says, yes, this is perfection. I love doing this. Volibear, Vi, SHYVANA, anything of that nature. This is a free snack of the most exquisite dragon. And, you know, our bottom lane are going to shove this one. So the Lee Sin does a 5-camp, rotates this one, goes mid lane, burns, and then Bing shills here, knowing the SHYVANA is going to come up here. Who he should know the SHYVANA is going to come up here because the SHYVANA did a full sequence, did this gank, top lane free flash. That's perfect. Now we leave the base again. We say, should we gank again? We cannot, so we'll sequence again. The Lee Sin knows, hey, SHYVANA's probably going to try and sneak this dragon. Did he have vision here? Yeah, he had this vision here. So he kind of had an idea that this was going to happen. Now the bot lane should have seen the Lee Sin show on the SHYVANA's face there, but you know, like why? Because affiliate. High yellow junglers, my friends. I don't know how you get away with this. How do we get away with this? In general, all of us, all junglers everywhere. I don't know how we get away with this, except we don't. It's always the enemy jungler that gets away with it, but technically we're all the same. There's a paradox. But I don't understand how we see this and they still disrespect it. Like they think they can turn it. Now, SHYVANA could have in theory stayed. Ooh, pretty lights. I read an article about the extinction of the fireflies in North America. You guys should fix that because it's important. Nature. And we have here the Lee Sin showing and getting free kills bottom lane. Like it's a bit of a, you know, I don't want to deal with that as SHYVANA because I want to go to the top side, finish my sequence, get this RG Scuttle, get level 6. Had we maybe moved to this sooner, we would have 6 already, but obviously the Malphite's just going to ult this Kha'Zix, no doubt. Basically, we're going to shove our body up here, push it up here because we know the Lee Sin shows here. Most likely now he'll fall back to these camps on this side. And then he could look to obviously cut in here for this, but there's no camps to take other than red, so it'd be kind of grief. SHYVANA basically could say yes, counter jungle snack. And if you are in a lower elo, I would think deeply about this because Lee Sin most likely will fall back to a reloop, knowing that most likely you're probably going to look to counter jungle. So there's a bit of mind gaming going on here, right? Lee Sin says, is she going to take my red side before I get there? So I might as well just gank bot lane and take her red side. SHYVANA says, well, if he does that, I want to be there, but also I don't want to lose my red side, but also I have no prior, so if he shows up and I get rotated on, you see? So you're kind of playing the supreme mind games, and we see here the animation. So we know he's here, but SHYVANA doesn't, right? SHYVANA doesn't know that because all she knows is he got kills here, would fall back to this side. So she's playing it a little bit differently, basically saying, look, if I go to that red side where the Lee Sin is, Malphite rotates first, Alawi was there, Riven was base, it's too risky. I don't want to risk it for the biscuit because I'm a farming jungler and I play it safe. So we fall back down to our red. We could look to go back to base. We saw the ult on the minimap there. If you weren't aware, well, I just lost 5 IQ. You see, if you weren't aware, you can stare at the minimap and see these things. You see how I saw that? Oh, free rotational gank. Oh, we missed the explosion, but it doesn't matter because it's the size of a planet. And we go ahead and snack that. We can shove this out. So here, I was looking at this. I looked at the minimap, and you see the Malphite's icon just go doosh. I know we ulted, right? Because dude has no flash. So it's that kind of stuff that you've got to catch super quick in game. So when people say, hey, you're doing VOD review. Yeah, I'm doing VOD review, but in game, it's the same thing. Like the minimap is literally identical to what you see here, right? So I see the same thing as the SHYVANA sees now. And what we do basically is telegraph that we're going up a little bit. Lee Sin will basically have to go, look, I'm 6. I haven't reset. Neither has the SHYVANA. I cannot currently fight her a level behind. Also, Riven has Le Prio on the top side here, and Kha'Zix will say, yay. I don't know why he'd say yay. Probably yay because he thinks he's playing well. He's not. Let's have a look at the first strike here. We have earned 51 cash money gold. I take it at this point. AdSense is so bad, I would take the 51 cash money gold. We have the Riven holding top lane now. Larry pushes out. We snack this. We fall back to our blue side. Lee Sin 99% will come back down to the bottom side here. There he is. Before we even see him, because it's so damn obvious, right? The guy does this, okay, goes here, re-shows here, so we can go, ah, yes, full rotation, plus 24 CS over the last time we saw him. So I know he did the full clear, and he hadn't base, therefore he's going to go base, and his sequence is respawning upside, and therefore he'll go down to the bottom side, knowing that the Herald is gone. You follow? You should, because you're high elo. Well, at least most of you maybe are not, but I make these for that crowd, and hopefully by extension you guys to all learn and reach high elo. The Riven just gets killed by the Alawi, actually, so now, while I'm not happy with the amount of gold we have, we can absorb some experience here, right? We're super close, yeah. While I'm not exactly happy with the amount of gold we have in pocket, this is an absolute free kill that you should be going for every single time. And because we know the Lee Sin's on the bottom side, we'll just flash, group all the tentacles together in a Patreon-esque way, and then we'll shove this wave out nicely just because we can, because we are the dragon, Drogon, except if Season 8 ever existed. Now, bottom lane are still, you know, I don't know. Well, they're getting plates, I suppose. It is something. The SHYVANA, meantime, says, yes, I'm going to go to the Krugs. Lee Sin says, hey, I'm going to repeat gank bottom lane because I have nothing else to do. And this, my friends, if you watch the main channel video, is where things get intense. The Flame Horizon, the 100 CS rule, is activated right now. So we extrapolate that the Lee Sin might go to the mid lane, so we would. I like this. Really intelligent, good stuff. We see, we extrapolate, we know. This guy is inting and losing straight at 1v1. Malphite says, I am so rock solid, bug, you cannot even handle me. And, you know, this is not like South Africa where Kha'Zix is a Parktown prawn and you can throw an entire house on that sucker and it just doesn't die. Don't Google it, but Parktown prawn, literally as it sounds, shit's indestructible. And that's not Kha'Zix here at all. No, no. Or it is, and the Malphite's just so far ahead, doesn't matter. Regardless, we shadow, we do this, we see this, the Lee Sin's now down 2 levels. So this is where it begins, right? Up 2 levels, up 20 CS. So people are saying, well, I'm feeling like... Yes, the greed. I like it. We have the bottom lane still here. We have the mid laner most likely having to go back to base. Riven is doing the dancings. Wow, that was really quick. That was really, really quick. So in the realm of dragons, where people think dragons are super good and fresh, you know, look at this. Whoa, goodness gracious me. That's just with Nash's Tooth, which they are giving haste to. Again, I'm an original Nash's Tooth lover. I'm a Nash's Tooth lover now. Was a Nash's Tooth lover then. I built on everything. Everything. And I love the cooldown, the 20% cooldown. We can have a maximum of 40% cooldown ratio, 45% if you took a specific mastery point that allowed that. Woo, she flashes it. I like how the SHYVANA is just like, I'm dropping the herald, see you later, nerds. Which I respect. I respect this, because this is a very low elo-esque play, right? What happens is, you guys gank this lane, you chunk them, you activate the herald, you're like, hey, we should all leave, you know, and go back to base. And what happens is, you go back to base and your bottom lane dies, and then your mid laner rotates and he dies as well. And you're like, come on, we should have reset. But in theory, what we should have done is played the people, not the theory. The people say, we're idiots and we're going to stay and die for this turret, and we're inting anyway. So what you should do is, SHYVANA, is just stay, hit the turret, guide them, and go back to base, saving them. Then go top lane here. Over the wall, we yeet. All the tentacles in the world could not stop the... Goodness gracious me. You can still play her AP, by the way, in case you were wondering. That's a shit ton of damage. Oh my goodness gracious. 114 to 84 at this particular point. This is where the Flame Horizon comes in. It's this 9-minute to 14-15 minute point where you just start to sequence so damn quickly. Flow, quadrant, using your ult. Every time your ult is up, you're using it, right? Here we go. Bonk this baby. Bonk it. Tank some damage. There we go. Lee Sin shows up. Do we care? No. There we go. Look at this. Juicy fresh. Now, obviously, Ashe has moved to the mid lane. Malphite's in the mid lane as well. And there we go. I feel like she should have a skin, this player. Someone gift this player a skin, please. Now we have the Kazakhs on the bottom side here. Really showcase. I mean, look at this. How do you carry this? Right? 041, 041, 140. That's a 112-1 mid bot lane, by the way. Just in case you guys are wondering. But my laners are all trolling. My laners are all inting. How do you carry with fundamentals? And if you honestly lose this game, right, playing super well, it's just one of the losses. You accept it. You say, look, if I play like this every game, I'm going to win every game. End of story. That's it. That's the logic. You have to convince yourself. You have to reframe your entire reality around that. Because as soon as you complain about the inters here losing, you lose focus. And you lose perspective on what really is truly important here, which is, hey, I destroyed this enemy jungler. I eviscerated his entire ancestral line. If I keep doing that every game and playing around my ultimate like this and farming like this, I'll win more than I lose, 100%. I'll win at least 60-70% of my games minimum. So that consistency obviously won't occur, hence the win rate will be lower. But I mean, that's you just off the bat, assume you're going to lose 20 to 30% of your games, and it always gives you a bit more sense about these losses. Now the dude does have flash coming up here, so if they perfectly time this, I will be mighty damn impressed. And it looks like I don't think it was perfectly timed, but you know what, I'm willing to be surprised and say it was. I think the SHYVANA might have, so beautiful, right? If you're timing the flashes, that's the kind of next level stuff you want. Basically, we see an overcommit, we float, we kill. We know that this is available, we could go and do this, but I think at this point it's important just to swoop, right? Control, protect, swoop, control, protect, swoop, control, protect. We might lose this to the Lee Sin, who knows what he's doing at this particular point. We see this pawn come down, just swoop. By that I mean, try and protect your towers as much as you can, because as terrible as this game is going KDA-wise, you still have the turrets of destiny, right? You still have boom, 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 all activated and nice and fresh. And only this one is down. And this one is down for the enemy team. Sorry, both are down for the enemy team. But we have that macro advantage right now. Obviously, the Riven is extending past Vision Line. The Malphite's decided to TP. He has his ult and flash up available. He hits the Q for the Giga Slows. He wants to make sure he gets the bonk there with his W. And boom, he's going to ult there, and then we'll smash that down for a nice auto E to finish her off. I got Diamond the first time way back when. Is it really 10 years ago? Not quite. Must be almost 10 years ago, whatever. It was about a year after I started playing, I got Diamond the first time, and I was using, amongst my junglers, I was doing Malphite support. I've always enjoyed off-meta, so I had a good time with Malphite jungle as well back then. Back when we could jungle whatever we wanted. Right, let's go back to base here. We got 1700 in pocket. And Malphite is cruising across the lanes here. Lee Sin is now basically, he loses purpose. You know, he's 4-0-0 and he might feel like, hey, I'm doing a good job, but he's not. He's gotten a few cleanup kills and a few rotational plays, but it's not like he's doing anything in control. The SHYVANA is absolutely decimating this guy, and I love it because this is the best style. The best style is to basically say, hey, I'm going to sequence, but before and after my sequence, I'm going to see if I can gank. In the middle of my sequence, if I've done a quadrant and I've ult up, I'm going to use my ultimate. If someone's overcommitting, I'm going to rotate, use my ultimate, clean them up, and take an objective, and then fall back to sequencing. It's this religious pattern that gives us such a huge control over CS. And I covered it all in the main channel video last week, so have a look at that if you want more details. But basically, this is how I flame horizon people with Kai'Sa, with SHYVANA, with Ornn, with Mundo permanently, double flame horizon with Mundo actually. We are able to snack this sucker, which is nice because he hit the Q, which took it to 900, so we can go thank you very much, even though we have 1200 smite. Now the whole team fight is split, so he's gonna have to ult to create some distance. We have here the Thresh activating his ult of slows, and basically we drift and control as my voice almost extinguishes itself. Residual of the voice sickness. Thank you for those, and apologies to those who hung around through those times. I had to get the content out, but in hindsight, it probably should have just rested. I know you told me to, but you know, it's very difficult. You got to get out of the loop. That's why I'm pushing the site and the courses, because that's a better outlet as a business model than YouTube AdSense, because it's obviously all AdSense is down across the board based upon the economy. So, you know, more reliable income is necessary, or we just don't exist, right? And I don't get sponsored for this channel at all, so I might as well sponsor myself. Anyway, thank you to all those who click and download the free PDF at minimum. I just want to help people. That's ultimately why I made that. That's the gateway. So basically, we have here the Lulu rotate. We snack up the second Herald. Actually, what the hell? Way further in time than anticipated. This game feels like it's 25 minutes. It's only 18 minutes. Right, we are strong now. We have Night Harvester, good item. 9.4k gold at 17. We take that with 3k gold ahead of the Lee Sin. Excuse me. Kha'Zix is killing the Lulu and now killing the Ashe, because apparently that's fine. Lee Sin does the safeguard safety, and there's a kill each. SHYVANA goes over the wall here. The ward hub will help a little bit, but we have E up in 1, and we don't even need it. We use it just in case. Malphite also that champion's so funny. That skin was really good though. The latest skin was really good. Skin commentary as well. Maybe we should put those in the weekly emails. Skin opinions. I don't know. I'm always thinking of random. I have an idea of like a list of like 200 ideas, and 99% will never see the light of day because I don't believe in them. I'm sure some are okay, but it's just like I'm not convinced. Why would you walk into a SHYVANA with Night Harvester, needlessly large rod, Nash's Tooth, who's level 13 while you're level 9? Excuse me. Well, he lost it. You see, again, you just glance down and you see the motherfucker go into the fog of void. Oh, I know he ulted. Even though it's on a low cooldown at this point. Kha'Zix is now doing what Kha'Zix does apparently this game, although he dies a lot more than this. So I'm curious as to where this happens. Maybe right here. Maybe right here. SHYVANA's love it. Nah. Nah. Not worth my time. Not worth my time. I'm just gonna do my red, do the scuttle. Yeah, I like it. I like it. Now, theoretically, as a coach, I will tell you, hey, just go kill her and then shove the wave yourself. Right? There you go. He dies again. See, yeah, okay. Maybe she's got the gift of foresight. She's a seer. She's just a straight up seer. Love it. It's so funny. I hate it against me. SHYVANA's not one of the good champions for me. You know, when you're playing Zyra jungle and things like this, you don't want stuff like Olaf and SHYVANA because they just run at you and you die. Yeah. Out of the 1.6 million points I have on that champion, I can honestly say some of the most frustrating games have been against Olafs and SHYVANAs over the years. I don't even mind playing against Shadow Assassin King, and I destroy him early and can one-shot him before he even gets onto me, which is funny. Rengars are a little bit difficult sometimes because of his cleanse of your root and your damage. Like, he'll jump on you, and you can unload a full immediate electrocute combo and stopwatch, but then he just presses W and it's like you didn't do anything, and now you have no cooldowns, right? So it's a bit of a mind gamer there, but yeah, I mean, SHYVANA's, when executed right, and look, if you're low elo here, yes, she's not on the tier list, yes, she's not played much, but I put it to you like I would still play Mundo. Mundo's a 0.1 negative 1000% win rate. Basically, you know, he's just picked by the system and not by actual players, and the win rate is so tragic, they're buffing him next patch. But I'm still able to have success on him. It's very, very difficult and it's irritating, and I'm glad they're buffing him, but, you know, if someone was to say, hey, can you climb with Mundo to Diamond at least, you'd say yes every time, right? Absolutely yes. And SHYVANA's the same kind of thing. You know, it's not the champion that's going to stop you climbing to Diamond, especially in this meta, because look at this, right? We actually swapped targets there. I would have been more interested to keep going on the Lulu just because, you know, like, I know the Malphite's got only armor, but At least she's inherently less tanky, as it were, so we can maybe do this. Here we go. Oh, look, cinematic fireflies once more. He's going bottom lane here to hold against the Alawi. That's good. Nice aura evolve guy. The W evolve there as well. And we'll snack this baby up. I love these early dragons. Jungler's out of the picture. Lane is out of the picture. Gotta kill chunk people, force them to base. Snack the Baron up early. This is the biggest differential between your platinums, your diamonds, your masters, and your challenges. The ability to recognize that not only are kills great and picks great for these kinds of plays, but that any sort of chunking is great for these kinds of plays. You chunk, you shove, cool. Now what do we do now? Just do the Baron. Like, you've got enough time. You have to physically press B 8 seconds, go back to base, heal, buy, and leave the base. You've got mostly 35 seconds, and you can really rinse a Baron super quick with most champions in that position. And what do we give up? A Fire Dragon. I'm willing to give that up because we don't want to escalate to an Elder Dragon too soon anyway, because of the coin flip nature of our bottom lane and our mid laner. Which means if we go Elder Dragon and they do this kind of stuff and all die, and the Elder Dragon spawns, well, then we just lose the game, right? So we'll give them a free Fire Dragon, use the Baron for split push pressure, gets 10 CS a minute, and then basically we'll snack the next one for Soul, and it extends the game, it extends the window of misfortune by about 5 minutes, literally, for, you know, our team to kind of int and for the enemy team to come back. So that's why I like that kind of play. Always set yourself up for the soul point so that they have to make the executive decision. Do we contest this Baron, try and yeet it, or do we just take the free dragon they've given us? And I will say take the free dragon, because I got both Heralds, 3 dragons, and the Baron now, and I'm so far ahead I can just shove any wave I want. Hugely powerful, and my team who are inting will indirectly be able to shove, except for this guy, who's definitely a park time prawn, except the worst kind, the one who's actually susceptible to damage, and that's great, you know, it's absolutely worth. And let's see how the fight goes here. I'm just going to focus on this one. We have 4 mid. Riven is collapsing. No TP remember, so that makes things very difficult. They've got 2 TPs. Lee Sin says, yo! And then says, bye! Because he kicks someone back into their team, basically saying, hey, Riven's not here, but he's so far behind, he's absolutely piss useless. And obviously with the Black Cleaver there, you know, it makes sense, but the SHYVANA's the one with the damage, right? No one else is doing damage. It's the SHYVANA at this particular point. Alawi really brings it out, though. We're going to have to base here and trust our team not to int. But this is good, you know? Because now the next dragon could be Elder, and all it takes is for something like this, when that Elder spawns, because you took this dragon instead, and now you took this, and boom, right? You wipe and that's it and you cry. So basically here, I like this play. Let's sprint it up. Kha'Zix is like, yes, I can do damage. Thresh actually hits a hook. Malphite's actually out of position, and Malphite actually will die. Thresh hook says, you know what, I don't have an ADC or a mid lane. I'm taking damage myself. SHYVANA says, yes, 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 yes. And this is how you climb to gold. This is how you climb to diamond. This is how you do it, right? You catch the bottom wave here. You say, nice, nice, nice. Look at them fighting. I love this. This is what I do. I'm under all, yes, Mundo. Because Mundo basically, actually I don't anyone that can remotely hit turrets. Other than, I can do it on Zyra, but that's only from building Nash's Tooth, but the troll build, don't do it. I'm having fun. It's great here because look at this. Baron, we watch. I don't care if my team dies. They have to respect me. I'm 16, 4 levels up. Look at the damage we do to this turret, man. Beautiful. And now we back off. Lawi has to deal with it. Their team has to respect it, whoever's alive. And now we can take all their camps, fall back here. He's going to take this, unfortunately, but that's fine. Now we can catch mid lane, shove this up a little bit, take this, catch this, push this up. You can basically do whatever the hell you want. Obviously, at this point, we have 2155. So don't do that here. Let's go back to base and make sure we can snack our Shadow Flame, which is obviously what we want to do. Would we need a Void Staff this game? What do you think? I mean, ideally, you just go Magi and you're good. But if you lose stacks from something, you could obviously just go Void. Just for the, I mean, it will do true damage, but you don't need it. You know what I mean? Like, Void is good almost always at this point in the game, but don't need it. We can just stack our Magi's. This is splitting. This is spawning. Oh, look. Why? See, now we could push this, but the problem is if we do push that and the team collapses here on us, I'm just going to pause it for a second. This is basically, this could be a game-ending push, right? So what you don't want to do is be here and be like, haha, we don't have in-hit pressure here. If we had in-hit pressure here, we could look to leverage that up this side, But here now I think it's important. Look, I am juicy fed. I need to rotate. No one is remotely close to me. Lee Sin does what he thinks looks like a cool move. It's not 2014 guy. It doesn't mean anything. Malphite kills the Riven. We are now 3v5. But can we group? Can we snack? And can we destroy? Here we go. We're just going to ult. Classic Gagarin strategy. Oh no, they saw me ultimate. That's unfortunate. We'll have to flash here and spin away. Yeah. There we go. Lee Sin actually takes the blue as well. See, now you're like, oh my goodness gracious, this team who is trolling. Why is everyone inting? Yada yada, but it doesn't really matter. See, it's watered there. We got the scanner, so we'll clear this. We'll shove this. We might have to give up a second dragon. Let's see. Obviously, they're going to have to reset a little bit to spend that money. So what we'll do is push it up to create Vision Line Pry, right? That's what we do. We push it up here. We have Vision Line Pry. We snack this up. We see Lee Sin down on the bottom lane. Obviously, 211 gold. He didn't have much to spend at all. Lulu does go back to base here. And now this dragon is spawning, which means we do have position because of this crash up here. We basically look to make a pick so we can get the dragon. Let's have a look. We're going to zone a little bit. Heal up a little bit. Watch these people in the mid lane. Can we make a pick first? We do hit the hook, but we're rinsing it. Good decision. Rinse it. Ashol comes through, misses everything. Cinematic once more. And now we're going to flank here. We're going to go to the back line. Make sure we can hit that E on the Ashe. Yo. Insane laughter ensues. Or Joker laughter, which I can do, but I'm not going to do. I don't have the confidence yet to do my Joker laughter. Sorry. I can do it though. It's more like B-grade movie quality, but I can do it. It exists. Although if that's the case, maybe I can't do it. Anyway, as you can see, this champion does a lot of damage here. That's 932 bonus damage there from that. Damage from shields, 215, and irrelevant at this particular stage. And this is now done 1467. So we are rocking and rolling, although the map is still compressed in the negative way. So what we're going to do is basically say, cool, hold this up. Basically, there you go. We sell it for the void stuff because we're going to need some extra damage against Lee Sin, against any of the tanky people that might build it, like this right here. So that's perfect. We already one-shot the Ashe. Now we one-shot her more. So we're going to basically E in here. Force that. Whoa, we do the chunkings. Now the Kha'Zix is in the back line. Hits that W. Slow. Riven goes in for the flash stun. Lee Sin's in the back. Sorry, Kha'Zix is in the back line. Beautiful hook by the Thresh there. And the SHYVANA sitting back line mage style. Basically saying, who can I attack in front of me? Create a zone crater of burning. And basically she's just playing it super safe here. Watching her team die and waiting for them to get low and not chucking bombs. Okay, we're going to lose our ultimate in a second. Can we get one more first? Yes, we can. Good. Double kill. Beautifully done. We have the Malphite on the back line here. We get Lantern in. We basically just going to do the Q auto attack gaming at this particular stage. We still have a W, obviously. Lee Sin's going to go over to the Raptors. We see that. Do we chase him down? Hello. Can I interest you in the word of dragon? She can just solo this at this point, right? We're like... Yeah. Yes. If you were wondering what the answer to that was, it was... Yes. And of course we have Soul too, right? So the explosion is very important as well. Back to base here. Obviously now we need to buy an elixir. So we are as full build gets. Our mid lane is 4 and 12. Our ADC is 2 and 8. And obviously there are assists, but I think these are assists by proximity to our greatness. So I'm not going to count them in the reports of their performance. We basically shatter in the mid lane here now. We're basically straight at 1v9 in this game. This is absolutely ridiculous. So if you are playing SHYVANA in the lower elo game, my friends, it can be done. We're basically saying, look, this is stupid. You guys can do whatever you want. I'm going to go split push for some pressure. They will say, hey, SHYVANA's topside, let's engage here. And we kind of hope that our team pays a little bit of attention to this and says, hey, no, I don't want to do that. They stay, they rotate. Now they say, hey, can we 3v5 this? I don't even know if they think they can, honestly. We're going to ult over the wall here just to chuck some ease. We get some burn damage. There's a lot, actually. Here we go. Riven again gets basically disengaged by the Lulu. Oh my goodness gracious me. Woo, that is so much damage, man. Oh my goodness. Oh. Well, they said SHYVANA was useless. That's because they were bad at SHYVANA, I think. She is weak. She could use some buffs. This is not exactly how people mostly want to play her, but as you can see, if you can understand this particular style, it's a very heavy 1v9 machine. This build, all these guides about how to play SHYVANA with live companion tips on Zara.gg. You want one-on-one coaching to help me explain this more for you and your chosen MMR. Virkayu.gg. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed and learned something. And as always, I will see you all in the next tutorial.